So the first thing I have to say is that I can't read you. One of the things that happens when you start to really fall for someone and you start to become weak for them is that you lose your ability to read people properly, right? You start to over calibrate the way you read their nonverbal cues. In other words, you're so freaking desperate for their attention, for their validation. You need them so much that the signals that you're getting are being warped by a gravity of emotion that causes you to misinterpret things, usually in the negative or too much in the positive. Wherein when you like someone, you either think they like you more than they really like you, or they like you less than they really like you, right? And when you're in a state of falling in love, you start to feel that sense of confusion where you can't really read them, especially if they start acting a little distant from time to time. This is why these strategies only work on people who genuinely like you, on people who genuinely have some emotions for you, right? So what would happen is that they would just lose the ability to read you. And the reason why that is because you fucking blink slow and they'll say what the fuck that means. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm blinking. Like, can a nigga blink, right? Can a nigga blink, right? So that's one thing. They won't be able to truly read you. The next thing is that they won't be able to predict you, right? And the reason why is because it's not that you are erratic or out of character, right? But that when you like someone, you lose your ability to predict them, and this is why. Imagine somebody who I remember when I got mugged in Mexico, right? For like a week, I was scared of 3 groups of Mexican guys, right? Whenever I saw a group of 3 Mexican dudes, I was fucking scared, right? I was like, I'm not gonna get traumatized, right? And the reason why you start making those prediction errors, because those are prediction errors, is because one negative thing causes you to start to predict it, even though it doesn't warrant it. The probability of that happening again isn't warranted. And so the inability for them to predict you comes from a fear of pain, where if you pull away just a slight bit, it'll cause so much disappointment, so much pain, that they're going to expect you to keep pulling away, right? Like their brain will prioritize this little event, magnify it out of proportion, and it'll cause them to lose the ability to predict you. One little disappointment will cause them to not be able to predict you, and that is a positive thing for you because it causes them to be more reactive. It causes them to be to feel more emotions per se, because it's a vulnerable state of mind. Not being able to predict you, not being able to sense how much you like them. It's a vulnerable state of mind that a lot of people who are avoidant do not like to feel. But unfortunately, if you're gonna fall in love with someone, this has to happen, right? You have to have that almost like paranoia, right? Because that's what paranoia is, right? It's predicting something that really isn't warranted. And this is something that if you don't have, it's a red flag. You know, like you have to have this. Oh my God, it's getting closer. Yeah, I'm getting closer. You have to be. They have to be able to not predict you, at least in the beginning, right? Because it causes them to feel different emotions. It causes them to be more attached to you, right? And then when you do validate them, when you do give them what they want, it's a huge hit of dopamine. It's almost like you're a drug, right? By the way, if you're dating someone and you want to make them weak for you and you don't know how to do it, right? And you want Father Alex to show you how to make them weak in their knees. Yeah, that's right, people. They won't be able to walk, okay? That will be fucking X-Men, the X guy with the one that doesn't walk. You guys can just book a one-on-one session with me and have a conversation with me, and you could tell me the situation that you have, because a lot of the times people are not doing the things that I say in my videos, and then they put my name on it. Then they tell people they watch my channel. You can't be doing that. You're messing up the brand, right? So if you're gonna be doing that, work with me one-on-one. Let me hear your situation, because most likely you just have to tweak 1 or 2 things. One little creepy a facial expression that you're doing that's sabotaging you. Maybe you're responding a little bit too fast. Or maybe you just need me to tell you personally to stop fucking chasing. Right? That's a lot of people are like, Father Alex, tell me that I'm doing worse. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because watching your videos is not enough. Or like the guys, hey man, look man, I watch your videos, but these strategies don't work. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. And usually, it's not that the strategies don't work. Usually, they're just doing something legit wrong, okay? So if you guys want to troubleshoot your dating life, click on the description down below where it says work with me one-on-one, or else they're going to leave you. Let's continue with the video. The next one is I can't stop thinking of you. And usually, you see this behavior through the way they text, through the way they call, through the way they see you. When they see you, it feels like a golden retriever that hasn't seen their owner in 1 minute, but says, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you've been away for 10 years," right? And the reason why is because when somebody's becoming weak for you, the way that thinking works is that your thoughts revolve around the things that you value, right? And usually the things that you value produce so much pain if you lose it that your brain becomes obsessed with it, right? And so naturally, if somebody's becoming weak for you, they'll tell you that they keep thinking of you. They'll tell you that you cannot stop being in their minds. And that's because it's almost like an addictive process, right? For example, when somebody's becoming addicted to a drug, what happens is that they can't stop thinking of the crack, right? And the way that it works is that they start to have images in their minds. And these images and movies that are very vivid and strong tends to create cravings, right? Seeing the drug, seeing the effect, and not having it creates a craving. And that craving is what makes them weak. In other words, they cannot control themselves. They cannot control their bodies, their mind, their behavior. They'll do things that will completely destroy their lives. And that is pretty much the concept of becoming weak, where you cannot control yourself, right? And so naturally speaking, when this happens, your brain starts to release dopamine, starts to release oxytocin, simply because it wants to connect with you, right? And when it doesn't have its source of drug, it gets weak. In other words, it goes to withdrawal, right? It can't sleep. It can't think straight, right? They can't focus at work. They might get fired, right? They literally stop being able to function because of you. And that usually happens when they start to fall in love, right? Another thing that they'll say is that I can't work, I can't focus because of you. And that's something that really happens. Why? Because you dominate their thoughts. Whatever you value dominates your thoughts the most, right? It becomes to the point where you got to take some Adderall to focus. No. Before, when I was younger, yeah, that used to happen a lot. I never took Adderall to focus because of a girl, right? But I can see how that would help, because when you like someone, you have no capacity to think straight, and above all, you have no capacity to be able to think right. The next thing that happens is that they get depressed. When you're not around, they start to feel sad, right? And like I said, they start to withdraw. Now the next thing is that they might express feelings of vulnerability, like, I feel like I can really open up to you, or you make me feel safe to share my true self. Well, now people, calm the fuck down, okay? Trust me, they don't want to see your true self, okay? Hide some shit, okay? This is not a Teletubby movie. This is not Disney. They're not gonna accept you for everything that you do, right? Keep some shit in the closet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'll say this though: if you got some shit in the closet, eventually it's gonna come out if you don't fix it, right? So, I'm not telling people to lie to people, absolutely not. But what I'm telling you is that if you got shit in the closet, like, you gotta fix that shit. Right? Hide it, but if you can't fix it, eventually it's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Now the next one is that they express a fear of loss, right? They might say, I can't imagine you being with somebody else, or if you leave me, I'll kill you. I'm kidding. Well, look, man, if you think that's cute, that's on you, man. But generally speaking, they express a fear of loss. And the reason why that is because when you genuinely have an emotional attachment to someone, the thought of them leaving you creates a jump scare. It scares the living shit out of you, and it causes you to cling on to them harder, right? And as you can see, thoughts reinforce whatever emotions they have for you, right? And the only way for this reinforcement to happen is to happen in your absence, right? This thought where, oh my God, I cannot believe, I don't want to lose them, or I don't want them, I can't imagine them with somebody else, in their minds makes them grasp onto you more. And this is a very important part of the process, because if you're not absent, they can't feel that. If you're not absent, those thoughts don't come around. And the only way for somebody to truly know that they like you is for that process to occur, right? But the issue is that too many of us just don't give them the space for that to happen. We don't give them the space to feel our absence, right? And when you don't, I gotta go back. When you don't give them the space to feel your absence, the thought of losing you can never be around. You gotta understand, right? when you fall in love with people, usually it's your own thoughts that make it happen, right? Their own thoughts that make it happen. And it's similar to a drug. The drug itself is not really going to make you addicted. It's your reaction to it, right? So that's why I always tell people, you have to make sure that this person reacts to you positively. In other words, where you apply these strategies and their reaction is intense and hard, right? They're not flimsy about you. They can't just take it or leave it. They see you and they know what they want out of you, right? They see you and they're like, okay, this is exactly what I want. The problem that people have with these strategies is that they don't know when to quit. They just don't know where to quit. You cannot force people to say to miss you, to want you. You just cannot, right? And I always tell this to people, man, this is the most important element, is to pick the right person. Go after the easy ones. And when I mean easy, I mean with that person that looks at you and says, I want that person. The easy ones. Why? Because most people just go after those who are the challenge, those who don't want them back, those who are distant, those who put up resistance, right? And you start to train yourself to be attracted to those types of people, okay? So remember, they start to say, I miss them, right? Or they start to say, damn, I really like this person. And the way that they start to tell themselves that, there's two ways. Like I said, in your absence, okay? In your absence, and when you guys are together, okay? When you guys are experiencing the normal things in life, they'll start to feel certain emotion, and they'll start to say, yo, I really like this person, right? Or, oh my God, I really love this person, right? And usually, like I said, it happens during the boring moments of life. This is why you don't have to be super interesting. I think all these boring ass motherfuckers, how they get somebody to love them, how do you think that happens? They're not interesting. But the way that it happens is that they allow them to fall in love with them. They don't make them fall in love. The person falls in love with them. And the way is through their own mental interactions, their own thoughts, the images that they play in their minds causes them to fall in love. You have nothing to do with it. All you have to do is not fuck it up. That's all you gotta do. Just don't fuck it up. Don't over pursue. Don't over chase. Stop showing your emotions too quickly, right? Learn to start off cold and slowly warm up to them, right? Show them that you're not easily won over. Show them that you have standards. When they sense your standards, when they sense that you have boundaries, they start to act a little bit more cautious around you, right? And the last thing is that I want you to be able to understand is that never give out clear signals to people. If you want them to think of you more, if you want them to start like trying to understand you, seeing you in their minds, give them something confusing, something to play with, right? And this is why I tell people that your presence in your absence is the most important thing. To make people fall in love has nothing to do with your own words, right? It's not a verbal thing. It's truly about energy, presence and absence. One day you're hot, the next day you're cold, right? And that will cause people to think of you, to say all of the things that we talked about. Because if they are not able to think those thoughts, they can't fall in love with you, right? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with Father Alex one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
So a lot of you guys have been asking me, how can I purchase all of your courses in one go? Well, if you guys want to purchase all of them, you guys can join the Mindful Attraction University, people. Yeah, that's right. And in this, you'll be able to access all of my courses for $3.99. Initially, if you purchase all of my courses, Emotional Mastery, Psychological Game of Attraction, my new course, The Feminine Woman, Natural Chemistry, Charisma Blueprint, Nice Girl, you guys can purchase all of it for $600, but with the bundle deal, you guys can purchase it for $3.99. Or you guys can purchase it in 3 easy payments of $125, people. Yeah, that's right. Or you guys can purchase it with the bonuses. So not only do you get the courses, but the bonuses. And that comes down to $7.99 or 4 easy and mindful payments of $199. Now, these bonuses are not regular bonuses. these bonuses are legit, almost like courses within a course, right? So you guys can just click on the description down below and explore the types of bonuses. For example, I have bonuses on how to get over your ex, how to become more creative, how to, especially in the feminine woman, I have a bonus about how to penetrate the mind and how to speak in a way that gets people to do what you want them to do. Like, it's honestly one of the craziest sections that I've ever made, because most of these courses, people, I come up with those ideas in meditation retreats. Nobody goes to the extent that I go. I go to meditation retreat to create these courses. There's a 14-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, just ask me for the money back within 14 days, and I'll give you all the money back. Father Alex has never rejected a money back offer if I offered it. So, and if you guys already purchased one of my courses, for example, and you guys want to get the bonuses while getting a discount, you know what I'm saying? I have discount codes for people who purchase my courses. So if you purchase my courses, just send me a private message. Or if you work with me one-on-one, I'll give you a big discount for the courses. And there I can help all of you guys understand that this is a movement. Most people never knew this type of knowledge before. And I am trying to empower women across the world and liberate them from these negative and one-sided relationships through these courses. So hopefully you guys can spread the message and help other people out. And I'll see you guys inside. Or else I'm close to the